Hello, my name is Elisa Vaughn, and this is my presentation for my ISM paper. The topic of my ISM paper is racial equality in education. My overarching why question is, why do black students have consistently low achievement when compared with their white peers? I chose this topic because this is a topic that's very close to my heart. I teach at a high poverty school with a population that is predominantly African American, almost 90%, and my classroom at my school is 100% African American. In the 2015-2016 school year, our school was actually named a persistently low achieving school because our standardized testing scores did not make an appropriate amount of progress over 3 consecutive school years. So they named our school a PLA school, which means that the Kentucky Department of Education took over our school and is helping us make instructional decisions and to change different systems about our school to hopefully make our school improve. In general, it's a very discouraging trend in education to see that black students are consistently underperforming on standardized testing, and there are many reasons for that, but overall there's still some trends that show that black students are not achieving the same as white students. This topic is important and relevant because educational equality is essential for racial equality. We want all students to achieve the same, and if we want to have a country that has racial equality, we have to have educational equality. Everyone has to be able to receive a quality education. According to U.S. News, nationally, black students are more likely to be retained, score lower than their white peers in both critical reading and math, and are significantly more likely to drop out of school. This class that we are taking is on diversity in education, and one of the topics that we really talked about was racism in education and all of the issues that black students have to overcome to receive an equal education to their white peers. So my real question is it possible for all types of students, regardless of race, to achieve academically? And I believe that every student is capable of learning, and that the key is for teachers to use culturally responsive teaching strategies and best practices with assessment and instruction. And using those tools together, every student can achieve regardless of who they are or what they look like. So there's a lot of research on this topic, especially right now with a lot of the things that are going on with the news. And a big point in the achievement gap is socioeconomic factors. So 46% of black students live in poverty, and 65%. Another factor in the achievement gap is school quality. So black students are more likely to attend a highly segregated school that is poorer in quality. So many of these schools, especially urban schools like the school that I teach at, struggle with a lack of experienced teaching staff and issues with consistent curriculum. A huge factor is also home environment, which is pretty related to socioeconomic issues. So Hispanic and black children are read to significantly less than their white peers, and reading at home has been proven to be critical to long-term reading success. Really teaches students, gives them vocabulary, and it helps them with those really early concepts of reading. On top of that, watching excessive television has been associated with lower student achievement, and 42% of black fourth graders watch 6 hours or more of television per day, which is more than 3 times the average of white fourth graders. So how can teachers help close the achievement gap between black students and white students? So in our Restoring Opportunities text, they gave some really good examples of some charter schools in Chicago that have made some great improvements in their students using the STEP assessment. And the STEP assessment specifically is not the answer to this issue, but using evidence-based assessments to determine what students know on a regular basis can help achievement because you are differentiating instruction to meet the students where they are. And it's also critical that we have culturally responsive classrooms where we are building those relationships with students and we are honoring their culture, which is so much more than family traditions. I mean, so much more than just like ethnic things. It's about family traditions, religions, sexuality, etc. And it's about establishing those strong connections with families, and it's about creating a partnership between the school and home that allows for parental education, allows the parents to feel drawn in. When families feel like teachers care and honor them. The biggest conclusion that I drew from my ISM paper is that education is an important tool in the fight for racial equality. And when working against generational poverty, against racial equality, we need to understand that the factors that our students are struggling with, we have to understand those factors in order to make a real difference in their life. And most importantly, all students are capable of achieving great things. And as teachers, it's our job to push them and to use best practices to help them achieve educational goals. High expectations for all students